Hey Bruce, good morning. It's Ryan. I hope you had a good weekend. I wanted to make a quick video for you. Today marks my first day of demo trading, jumping into the market now using actual trading methods and not the VKU system. So, real trading for once. I wanted to show you, I went ahead and took two shorts this morning. Um, I don't want to try and go overboard and trade a million pairs. I want to try and keep it simple, no more than three open trades at a time. I have a, it took me like about 4 hours this weekend, but I hammered out a trading plan, trading rules. I also defined my trading strategy, which I have to stick to no matter what. And I also started my trade journal. Um, and so I'm just documenting everything I possibly can. So I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly when I'm going to take a trade, when I'm going to exit a trade, and try and take as much guesswork out of it as possible. But anyways, here's two trades that I went ahead and marked up my top 10 pairs, mostly USD based pairs, last night at five, about between 4 and 5 before the market opened, and then I opened the charts up at 4 this morning to take a look and see what had formed according to my predetermined pattern. And I had two that looked really good. I took a look at some of the currency strength indicators, as well as the dollar index, to kind of see how everything was performing. It looked like the U.S. dollar was really strong this morning, as well as the CAD on both the H1 and the H4. So they were both looking really strong. So I wanted to definitely either go long on those base pairs or go short on those quote pairs. And what I did was I went short on two quote pairs. First one is GU. Now this one's not playing out as well as I wanted it to. You can see right here, I've got a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. I'm looking for it to drop because, like I said, the dollar is very strong this morning. But then we go and look at the dollar index. It's taking a huge dip right now. So that's why we've got GU spiking. So if this turns bearish, then I'm going to go ahead and get out of my GU position. I'm only looking for 20 pip stop loss, 40 pip, maybe kind of an intraday possible swing day trade. So I went ahead and got with Oanda, like you had told me, we talked about, because I do love how their platform integrates TradingView, and I love using TradingView much more than MT4. It's just so much cleaner. So what I was seeing here on the on the chart was, and don't mind this trend line right here. This is just for my personal. Um, this is just for me as far as the trade itself, um, just to see how it's going. But um, what I was looking at this trend line right here, and I do this. I chart this on the H4. I just use the H1 for my entry. So if we go back to the H4, that's crazy. Um, oh yeah, that's right, because this was up to here. So what I mapped out last night is this red part right here, and that's if if and this was where it was at last night. It had broken this support, um, which is now resistance, and I was looking to see if it was going to come back up, and either if it was going to break this uh, resistance again and bounce off it and go up, I would go short. But what I more than likely thought it was going to do, because we're in a bearish downtrend and I've got kind of this ABCD pattern going with this sell zone down here, was that it was going to get rejected off this resistance and this trend line and then continue to the downside. And that's what I saw happen this morning. I saw this red doji, and then let's go back to the H1. If we look at the candles themselves, which I've been doing a lot of homework on candles. So if we do a candle by candle analysis, we see that these are our major strong movements, our support candle, our controlling candles is what we would call them, right? And we don't have any of these weak bull rallies breaking this top right here. We don't have it breaking this top, except for this spinning top right here. That's weak. We got a shooting star followed by a hanging man, both bouncing off this resistance, and then we've got this candle which cannot break through the resistance, and then this bull candle or bearish candle coming in and closing below the close of this. So unless this candle here can break through this resistance and close above this bearish candle, like I said, if the dollar ends up going bearish and the pound will then, shoot up, then I'll get out of the trade. And this is my risk to reward right here. We've got about 19.5. I put it right in line with this last really strong controlling candlestick. We've got some news coming up later, so that may affect it. So this one's going to take a little while probably to play out today. Like I said, if it gets stopped out, just part of the game. But I'd like to see it bounce off, if not this resistance, at least this trend line, and then continue to the downside. And like I said, we have a previous area of support down here. That's my price, that's my zone that I want it to hit, or at least travel towards, and then on a smaller time frame, I've got this blue point of reaction or point of failure that was a wick previously on H4, that I think it can at least get down to that level, and that's what I'd like to see. And then the other one that I went short on was Aussie CAD. So the Canadian dollar is super strong right now on this strength indicator that I've been using, which seems to, which analyzes on a bunch of different time frames. And I don't go by that just in specific. What I do go by is this is my market from last night, these red trend lines. That just means if it comes down like it did, bounces off this trend line because it also is in a very big bearish downtrend. That's our main bias, our main trend. Then I want to get in on some type of candle formation that shows me that sellers are in the market, that buyers can't rally, and that's what we had right here. I thought we had a good kind of a small shooting star here, bouncing off this light blue line of resistance. Then we got Hanging Man, which not great, but I went ahead and entered in after this Hanging Man closed because it shows that sellers are still in the market. We had this come up, real small shooting star, I guess you could call it, but it broke through, but then it came right back down. And so right now, 14 pips in profit. Had a nice, another controlling candle closed, below this, a big candle closed. This candle, our current candle, if that's probably going to come up a little bit, but as long as it doesn't close above this controlling candle or break this trend line, then I will stay in the trade, and we'll just ride it out until I'll probably look for maybe a second entry to scale in on another position. And then here, this is a very strong point of resistance from previous, on the weekly chart, very strong. And I outlined that with the blue box to show that that's going to be a possible reversal zone. So I'd like for it to just tap that, and then I'm out the market. As we see, I'm looking for, again, 2 to 1. I've got a 20 pip stop loss right above this last really large controlling candle, and then 40 pips down. But I'm be monitoring it, once every 2 hours. I'm going to take a look at the candles, and if we've got a big candle closing above a previous bearish candle, or if it breaks this trend line, then I'll go ahead and dip out, and that's how I'm going to start monitoring trades. That's my plan of action. So anyways, I'm going to email you these, these two static charts, some screenshots, and then the link to this video to kind of explain it better, because it's really hard just to take a look at static charts and trying to determine what's in the mind of any given trader. This break right here of this trend line from these two wicks, that was a big indicator to me that we were going to get a slight retest and a push down. And then we've got this trend line that's just the overall trend, and then this trend line appears off of a daily and a weekly overall bearish trend. So like I said, the CAD real strong lately. I didn't see any big news coming up, so I'm just going to go with the trend. Anyways, that was a quick breakdown. Like I said, I hope you had a great week. I just kind of wanted to show you